Hi, this is Bart, and welcome to another episode of Bicycle Rider YouTube. And today we have a really cool bike, kind of a category that I really like right now. And this is the Specialized Diverge E5 Elite. This is a aluminum framed gravel bike by Specialized, and Specialized has put a lot of technology into the E5 aluminum frame with a really nice fat carbon fork. And they've put this bike in this $1,600 range, which if you've priced gravel bikes, you get a lot of bang for your buck for $1,600 with the Specialized Diverge E5. One thing you don't get with this bike is the Future Shock. And the Future Shock is a pretty nice thing, but it does increase the price of the bike for that bit of technology. So it's nice that they've actually offered this bike in the frame and fork combination with just a standard stem. If the price point of the Future Shock brings this bike up above what your price point is. So you can get the Diverge without the Future Shock, but with some really nice components. And let me go over the spec of this bike real quick. We've got Specialized power saddle. And the power saddle is, one of those saddles that it's worth its weight in gold. So you do get the power saddle with this bike. You get a really nice E5 frame, and it's an aluminum frame, but they built, the drop chain stays into this frame, and that does give you a little bit more compliance with your seat posts. So you do get some compliance out of this aluminum frame, but yet with a smaller triangle down here, it makes it really, really fast. I mean, this bike is very responsive. So I love the modern frame geometry of the drop chain stays and seat stays. I think that's great that Specialized is putting that into their bikes. The fork on this bike is a fat carbon fork that it just rides fantastically and is really stout. On the component side of it, they spec this bike with a Shimano Tiagra 10-speed, and 10 in the back, 2 in the front. That gives you 20 gears, and it's a very big gear range. Even though this is considered a gravel bike, a lot of people are using these bikes urban now. And it's nice when you have a gear range that's going to let you tackle the city streets, yet if you want to take it out onto the gravel on the weekends, you still have plenty of gears to climb and plenty of gears to go fast on the straights with. So just know that the Tiagra is a very rock solid drivetrain and does allow for some really nice shifts. With a Tiagra 10-speed, you're not getting a lot of missed shifts. You're not getting a lot of mid shifts where it's kind of hanging in one gear. They've got this drivetrain, dialed in where it's hitting a gear every time, and it does it in a way that's very uncomplicated. Even the cable system that they've got going here, it's routed through the frame, but it's all a one-piece housing, so you don't have to worry about contamination, in this type of cable system, and that's good if you're going out on the gravel roads. You're not always having to replace cables because it's a kind of a sealed unit. Got a Praxis crank in the front end, and Praxis makes a very good crank at an affordable price, and that's one of the reasons Specialized is able to keep this bike under $2,000, because they've done a really nice, sensible spec. Of course, if you want a higher end spec, you're going to be paying a little bit more money. But if you need a bike that's going to perform under multiple situations very well, I highly suggest looking at this Specialized Diverge E5 Elite. It will get you back and forth to work, get you back and forth to class comfortably with the air volume in these tires. And this is a really nice urban tire that they've put on this called the Road Sport. But yet I'm finding that this tire in most gravel situations works just fine. It's kind of a file tread on the side, but yet in the middle it's nice and smooth. So you're not creating a lot of rolling resistance. And it's a 35 700 by 35, I believe. Yeah, 700 by 35C. But really, when I measure this with a caliper, I'm almost getting a 37.10. So, it's kind of nice that they've spec'd this down, but in reality, you get a little bit more air volume than than you actually think you're paying for. And you know, of course, there's room. I mean, they've built this frame where there's generous amounts of room. If you wanted to put a 40, I don't know what the maximum is on it, but I'm just looking at it here, saying, you know, you probably have room for at least a 40 in the rear, and you know, I'm going to say probably 40 in the front, because there's plenty of room up here as well. But you know, just right out of the box, they put a really nice aluminum cockpit. The hoods on this bike feel very comfortable. I mean, when I'm feeling this with my fingers, there's no discomfort. Everything just feels very natural and ergonomic. All your shifting and braking is done right here with the Tiagra levers. So you know, all in all, just for the money, very good bike. You could definitely, you know, see it's got mounts for different bags, different hangers for different packs. The bike is very well equipped, and at a price point that is pretty low. It's got a full hydraulic disc brakes, and these are Tiagra disc brakes. And let me just turn those around so you can see the disc brakes. So it's nice when you have hydraulic, you don't have to worry about contamination, you know, messing with your brake cables. You know, and these are the types of bikes we bring to you on this channel. It's actually got a chain protector here where it keeps the chain from dropping down off your cogs. Just a lot of nice touches. And like I said, on the Bicycle Rider YouTube channel, if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button for us, that really helps us, you know, rank with YouTube. So do us a favor and just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you any money, and it helps us out. And we can keep bringing you content on bikes that we believe give you a lot of value for your dollar, and the Diverge E5 Comp is definitely one of those. And one of the reasons we did this video is because we wanted to show that Specialized does make a gravel bike without the Future Shock. I like the Future Shock, but it does add quite a bit of cost. So just know you can get, you know, a really nice Specialized gravel bike, all roads bike for around $1,600. Thank you.